The Philadelphia Eagles fan base is once again buzzing with speculation, and for good reason. CJ Gardner-Johnson's name is back in the headlines, and the possibility of another reunion with Philly is starting to feel a little less far-fetched by the minute. His journey through the NFL has been anything but ordinary, and if there's one player who embodies the highs, lows, and unpredictability of football life, it's him. From Florida standout to NFL journeyman, Gardner-Johnson has lived it all, and somehow, someway, he might just end up back where he clearly fits best, in midnight green. Let's rewind for a moment. Gardner-Johnson first burst onto the national radar during his time with the Florida Gators, showcasing his versatility and edge as a defensive back who wasn't afraid to get physical or chirp at opponents. He brought swagger and intensity to every snap, the kind of attitude that either gets you loved or gets you shipped out. That edge followed him into the NFL, where he landed with the New Orleans Saints as a fourth-round pick in the 2019 NFL Draft. Some scouts believed he should have gone earlier, but character concerns or behind-the-scenes issues reportedly pushed him down the board. But the Saints had a baller. Gardner-Johnson made a name for himself quickly, lining up as a slot corner and making his presence felt. Whether it was jawing at Tom Brady or getting into altercations on the field, including that memorable skirmish with a Bears player, he made it clear he wasn't backing down from anyone. When he got traded to the Eagles just before the 2022 season, Philly fans weren't quite sure what they were getting. But it didn't take long to find out. Philly gave Gardner-Johnson a new home, a new role, and a new level of freedom. They slid him to safety, a position he didn't spend much time at in New Orleans, and what followed was arguably the best year of his career. In just 12 games, he snagged 6 interceptions, tying for the league lead despite missing time with a lacerated kidney. That version of CJ helped power the Eagles to one of the top defenses in the league in a deep playoff run that ultimately ended in heartbreak at the hands of Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. But business is business. The Eagles let him walk in free agency. He landed with the Detroit Lions in 2023, got hurt, missed time, and came back just in time for the playoffs. The impact was still there, even in limited action. The Lions liked him, but didn't keep him. Then came another surprising twist. In 2024, the Eagles brought him back, admitting through their actions that they missed not just his playmaking ability, but his fire, his edge, and his leadership. The defense had gotten soft, and CJ was brought in to fix that. Philly's defense looked different with him on the field. His energy was contagious. But even after helping bring another Super Bowl title to the city, his second stint ending with the ultimate prize, the Eagles traded him again, this time to the Houston Texans in exchange for Kenyon Green. Houston, it seemed, could be a great fit. But football, as always, is unpredictable. Gardner-Johnson hurt his knee, rehabbed, returned, and played just 3 games before the Texans shockingly released him. The move caught a lot of people off guard. It didn't feel like a performance issue. It felt like something else behind the scenes. Still hungry to play, CJ signed with the Baltimore Ravens practice squad. And guess who else was there? Kenyon Green, the same player he was traded for just months earlier. The irony practically wrote itself. But that reunion didn't last long either. Just recently, Gardner-Johnson was released from the Ravens practice squad in what was described as a mutual decision, according to his agent. Now, he's once again a free agent, and yet again, the idea of Philadelphia picking up the phone doesn't sound so crazy. CJ himself added fuel to the fire, taking to social media to share a heartfelt message. He thanked every team he's played for, every coach, every teammate. He said every stop along the way had helped him grow, not just as a player, but as a person. He didn't say he was retiring. In fact, quite the opposite. He made it clear he's still passionate about the game and wants to continue playing. He also mentioned that he's been focusing on his mental health, something that deserves real respect, especially in a league that often overlooks the human side of its players. If nothing else, that message painted the picture of a player who's matured and is ready to make things work, somewhere. So let's talk about the Eagles. Are they ready to bring him back for a third time? Some fans might think it's a stretch. Others, especially after that pitiful defensive showing against the New York Giants, are practically begging for it. That defense looked lost, soft, slow, out of sync, and totally lacking the type of emotional fire that Gardner-Johnson brings every time he steps on the field. They couldn't tackle. They missed assignments. They played timid. You think that happens with CJ barking in a huddle? Not a chance. There are obvious reasons the Eagles have moved on from him before. He's intense, opinionated, sometimes polarizing. Not every locker room responds to that kind of personality. And maybe he did rub some people the wrong way behind the scenes. That's part of the reason he hasn't stuck with any team long term. But when you look at the Eagles' defensive identity with and without him, the difference is hard to ignore. With CJ on the field, this team doesn't just play better. It plays angrier, tougher, with an edge that Philly fans love. And here's the twist that has everyone watching closely. CJ liked a tweet calling for the Eagles to bring him back. That might not sound like much, but in today's NFL, that's how these stories often start. Players signal interest. They plant the seed. The team clears a practice squad spot. Suddenly, dots start to connect. In this case, the Eagles just happened to release running back Audric Estime from their practice squad right around the same time CJ was cut by Baltimore. Coincidence? Maybe, but also maybe not. The Eagles also have an open spot on their 53-man roster after the retirement of pass rusher Zadarius Smith. So there's room. When Gardner-Johnson is in Philly, this defense just hits differently. In both stints with the Eagles, they reached the Super Bowl. That's not a coincidence. It's not all because of him, of course, but his presence clearly matters. He's one of those players who elevates everyone around him, who challenges teammates, who never backs down from a hit or a moment. That's what this current Eagles squad is missing. Sure, there are risks. He's had injury problems. He's not exactly low maintenance. And yes, there's always the chance that reintroducing a big personality like CJ into the locker room could backfire. But sometimes, especially when a team has the talent to win it all, you take that shot. And right now, the Eagles have a glaring issue at safety. Andrew Mukuba's been solid against the run, but in coverage, he's been getting roasted. Missed assignments, broken tackles, communication breakdowns. It's happening too often. The touchdown he gave up to Wan'Dale Robinson was the definition of unacceptable. A misread, a collision with a teammate, and a whiff tackle, all on one play. With Gardner-Johnson back, you not only get a proven safety, but a guy who can also drop into the slot and give you flexibility. That opens the door for Cooper DeJean to stay outside with Quinyon Mitchell, a trio that could be the best combination the Eagles have at corner and safety right now. CJ has 12 interceptions in 28 games as an Eagle. That's no fluke. He's a legit playmaker. The idea of a third stint for CJ Gardner-Johnson in Philadelphia isn't just about plugging a hole on defense. It's about restoring an identity that's been slowly slipping away. You look at the way this team carried itself during that 2022 season, and Gardner-Johnson was right in the middle of everything. His energy was infectious. The sideline celebrations, the trash talk, the confidence, it gave the defense a personality. And that's not something you can teach. It's not something you scheme. It's something that just exists in certain players. Some guys just have that fire that lifts a team when it's dragging, and Gardner-Johnson has always been that guy. Now, it's easy to point to the issues that come with a player like him. He's outspoken. He plays with emotion. He might not always see eye to eye with coaches. But great teams know how to manage personalities. They know when talent outweighs the noise. Gardner-Johnson isn't a locker room cancer. He's just passionate. And while that can be polarizing in the wrong environment, Philadelphia has already proven that it knows how to harness that passion the right way. With the Eagles, he's been at his best. It's when he's been elsewhere, Detroit, Houston, now briefly Baltimore, that things have gotten murky. There's something about this city, this fan base, and this organization that just fits him. It's not just about scheme. It's culture. The fans in Philly love players who wear their heart on their sleeve, who play with edge, who fight for every inch. That's CJ. Always has been. And he knows it. That's probably why he liked the tweet calling for his return. That's probably why he followed the guy who posted it. Players don't make those moves unless they're thinking about something. He's played for enough teams now to know where he fits and where he doesn't. And even if he's ruffled feathers in the past, there's a sense now that he's ready to do things differently, or at least more strategically. The message he posted on social media wasn't just for show. It was the kind of message a player sends when they know the next opportunity might be their last real shot to stick somewhere. So if the Eagles bring him back, what does that actually do for this defense? First, it gives Vic Fangio something he desperately needs: a smart, instinctual player on the back and who knows how to make plays and communicate. Fangio's defense demands discipline and awareness. It breaks down when players blow coverages or fail to recognize route concepts. Mokuba's mistakes against the Giants weren't isolated. These have been recurring issues. Bringing in CJ doesn't just upgrade the position, it brings a level of experience and awareness that can settle things down. And when things go wrong, CJ is vocal enough to hold people accountable, something this defense seems to be lacking. Second, there's the flexibility factor. CJ can line up at safety, drop into the slot, even rotate into certain hybrid looks. That gives Fangio options. With CJ in the mix, you can move DeJean and Mitchell around with more confidence. You can disguise coverages better. You can be more aggressive knowing that you've got someone in the secondary who thrives in chaos and isn't afraid of the moment. The guy has a knack for big plays, and that's something you can't coach. 12 interceptions in less than 30 games is not luck. It's anticipation, film study, and guts. Beyond the on-field impact, though, this potential move would send a message to the rest of the locker room. It would show that the front office recognizes something is off and is willing to shake things up to fix it. Because let's be honest, what happened against the Giants was unacceptable. That was a lifeless performance. The defense lacked leadership, toughness, and pride. They looked beaten before the ball was even snapped. And it wasn't just a one-off. It looked a lot like what we saw from most of last season. Bringing back Gardner-Johnson could spark something. Even if he's not the long-term answer, sometimes all a team needs is a jolt. Someone to come in, shake things up, challenge people, and bring back some fire. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. And what could be the most shocking twist of the NFL offseason? Rumors are swirling that the Philadelphia Eagles have pulled off a move that no one saw coming: the acquisition of Dallas Cowboys star quarterback Dak Prescott. Sources close to team insiders suggest that discussions have been ongoing for weeks. And while nothing has been officially confirmed, the mere hint of Prescott in green and white has sent shockwaves through the league and ignited feverish debate among fans and analysts alike. The Eagles, already a team with championship aspirations, will be dramatically reshaping their offensive landscape with Prescott at the helm. Known for his poise under pressure, pinpoint accuracy, and leadership in the huddle, Prescott could immediately transform the Eagles' passing game into one of the league's most feared units. For years, Philadelphia has been in search of a consistent franchise quarterback, and the idea of landing someone of Prescott's caliber would be nothing short of a coup. Meanwhile, Cowboys fans are reportedly reeling from the news. Prescott has been the face of Dallas offense for years, guiding the team through highs and lows and becoming one of the most recognizable quarterbacks in the league. The possibility of him lining up across the field from his former team adds a tantalizing layer to what would already be a heated NFC East rivalry. Social media has exploded with speculation, memes, and heated debates, with some fans convinced it's too wild to be true, while others are already imagining the fireworks that would come with Prescott leading the Eagles. League insiders are whispering about the potential impact on free agency and draft strategy. If the trade materializes, it could trigger a domino effect across multiple rosters as teams adjust to the sudden shift in power dynamics within the NFC East. Analysts are already breaking down scenarios from offensive schemes to locker room chemistry, wondering how head coach Nick Sirianni would integrate Prescott's style with the Eagles' existing talent. While the Eagles have yet to make an official announcement, the buzz alone has energized the fan base and made one thing clear: if Dak Prescott really is heading to Philadelphia, the NFL landscape may never look the same again. For now, fans are left on the edge of their seats, speculating whether this is a daring off-season gamble or the start of one of the most dramatic quarterback swaps in recent history. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.